Welcome in, everyone. Harley Huddle Podcast. I'm your host, Jay, with our non-host, Nate.
Wait, I'm also a host. What about me?
No, you're a guest on my channel, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for having me. I
This is mine
appreciate
now.
it.
I changed the passwords.
Oh shit, dude. What was I
I
doing
ch-
all that work for?
You're going to
Well,
keep editing. Yeah, dude. I'm driving you.
I am the captain now. How iconic of a line is that, dude? People who've never seen that movie say that line.
I've never actually watched the movie, and
That's
I've
what I'm
said
saying.
that line
I don't even know what movie that is. I just know that it's
the
what
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom
Yep.
Hanks and like a Somali pirate comes on and they say
God.
they take
Captain
the boat.
Phillips.
I'll take your word for it.
That's
I
the
thought it was.
movie.
Yeah.
I tried watching it. I fell asleep. It's pretty slow to start.
Well,
It's just like sailing the sea.
just sailing the seven seas, loses his boat. The guy says, "I'm the captain now," and like genuinely, that's
You know
all
what?
that happened.
How it actually starts. That's the prequel to Castaway. You ever seen Castaway? He crashes
That's why he
the
knows
boat.
exactly what to do when he's on those beaches, bro.
Yeah, he's like Wilson. That was one of the pirates' names.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dude, that would have been so funny if during that movie they referenced Castaway. Like he like went and like there was a volleyball randomly as like an Easter egg in one of the scenes.
that'd be good, dude. I was gonna check something real quick, but I don't remember what I was gonna check.
Yeah, go
We're
ahead.
gonna have to cut that out, but
Dude, did I tell you that the software will tell you like, hey, like it makes a note and says like, hey, you mentioned that you wanted to take this out. It
hey,
underlines it.
cut this out.
Dude, it will. It says it under.
You know, I was watching a video on YouTube about this shit, and there was people who legitimately like just go into the AI tools and will do trim this down, remove the fillers, blah blah blah, do this, automatically do the camera views and shit, and upload right away. I mean,
I just
obviously,
can't. I can't do that, bro. Because I just look at it, like
no,
it looks so choppy and kind of crappy. Like, no offense to any of those people, but like, I like look at the ones that it suggests you use, and
yeah,
I'm like, dude, like it, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Not that we're big time YouTubers, but it just
no, we
like
are.
doesn't look good. And I'm like, I don't want to put it out, and then like we've talked about, suggest to somebody you should watch this, and then have it just be like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, look like shit, look like absolute shit, like someone took no time to do it. Because I was watching a podcast today and they were saying that like YouTube's gonna kind of do away with like AI stuff. Not that I don't know, you know, like obviously the AI editing, not necessarily, but like just like AI, they call it AI slop, but basically just like AI videos that you just like say,
like
hey,
those
make
fucking voices that you hear all the time as you're going through shorts. It's like
and
this guy wanted blah blah blah. Dude,
and like
it's
if you hear the voice,
obnoxious.
you know exactly the voice that's AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you're like,
yeah.
oh dude, I'm
There's
turning
like
this
a
off
male
immediately.
voice that's AI.
Mm-hmm.
There's a female one, and like
The
they're
male
just
one bothers the hell out of me. I'm not gonna
all
lie,
of them
dude.
bother me, dude.
That one specifically, for some reason, I'm like, oh god, dude, shut
So,
up.
did you watch the Spurs last night?
Did not. I saw that they won, and
I
the
was
only reason
very glad.
on the ESPN app, and the only reason I really cared was because I knew you were out enjoying yourself during the evening, getting drunk as shit, watching the game,
And I was rooting for the Spurs.
and you were rooting for the Spurs.
I took the Spurs at +3.5 for $50. Mainly because I like Wemby, and I had money on Steven Castle assists, and I missed that by one. My dad actually signed up for Bet365, and he's like, "Wait, so I get $200? All I got to spend is 10?" I'm like, "Yeah, and I'll put the bets in for you." So I put in a bet. One of them was he ended up hitting for like $40. It was uh Caruso points. So
Okay.
and my stepbrother texted me and he goes, "I knew your dad was drunk because he asked me for some reason I had been drinking for a while now and I thought that Caruso was like they were like talking about fouling him out of the game, and I'm like, "Did Caruso foul out or something?" So I, like, Google something, and I think something from an old video come up, and it said something about Caruso fouling out, and I'm like, "Fuck, did Caruso foul out?" And I'm like, he's at this point, he's at, like, 9 or 10 points,
Mhm.
and me and my dad are like, "Fuck, did this guy foul out? Are we about to lose our bets here or what?" And my stepbrother calls my dad, and my dad's like, "Yeah, do you know if Pacheco fouled out or not?" Because I had obviously been talking about Pacheco with my dad at some point, because I
That's
was, like,
funny.
talking about my channel and shit,
Yeah. And you got 'em
and
mixed up? Or
yeah,
was he
he said
joking with
Pat
you?
well, no, he said Pacheco seriously to my stepbrother, and my stepbrother texted me and said, "I knew your dad was drunk because he asked me if Pacheco had fouled out of the game." And I was like, "Dude, that's
That's
fucking awesome." I
that's
was like,
so
"He was
good,
talking
bro.
about Caruso."
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I gotta chuck dude, my dad had a good time last night.
Yeah, looked
It
like
was
it, yeah.
fun.
That was
It
cool,
was
him and Amber were, like, bonding and shit too,
dude,
like,
they
that's
were
always
like
cool, like
I was sitting there, I don't even remember I was looking at my bets, and I got a phone call or something, and I look over, and it's them 2, and they're, like, hugging at the
it's
bar rail, and I'm like,
just having a
"Alright."
time,
They're
dude.
fucking
That's
really
awesome.
bonding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome, bro. That's really
Yeah.
cool. And you said you do that pretty often?
Every once probably once a month, we end up at the casino with my dad. Usually,
Yeah.
it's my dad and my stepmom, Kim. Um
Matt usually tag along? Or was that
I
like
think
a
in the past, it wasn't really Matt, but lately he's been usually if we call him up, he's usually down to go now because he's went down there a couple times now and he's gotten his like free play built up. So at this point, it's almost worth a half hour drive to go gamble the 100 $130. Like I went last night, bro, and they gave me $265 to gamble on the house. So that tells you like, all right, you've gone down there and spent some fucking I went
when
down
they
there and
do
lost
that
my ass, basically.
when they do that, is that similar to, like, DraftKings when they give you a free bet where it's like you can't then cash that out, like, you
Yeah,
have
I
to
couldn't
use
just
it?
go there and
Yeah,
be like
and
it's got
take
a
the
one time it's
260
only one time rollover. So what I did is I get there and initially I had 130 bucks. I'm like, all right. So I spin, I get a bonus and it's like 40 bucks. I'm like, all right, cash out. And now my money's still in the machine. They're free play money. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I gamble, hit a bonus, get another 60 bucks, cash out. I ended up running it up to like 200 bucks. And then I was like, all right, let me cash this shit out. I
Yeah,
was only down on their 265, I lost 65 bucks and I turned it into 200. That's pretty good.
would
So
always take $600 at any given
200,
time. Oh, no,
200.
you said at some point you had gotten it up to, like, 500 or something.
That was my sports betting.
Right, right, right,
So
right, 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 right.
so I was at 200 on their free money. So I take that 200 bucks and I'm like, all right, off to the VIP lounge. We go to the VIP lounge. Drinks in there are $5 a piece. They got like
Not
cheap
bad.
food, like, lamb tips and all that good stuff. And so you can go in there, you can get the most expensive liquor you can find, and it's $5. Doesn't matter what it is. So I'm like, what's the most expensive shit? I'm like, I want the most expensive vodka and fucking Red Bulls are gonna be the most expensive chaser. So I'm doing vodka Red Bulls and I'm doing Crown and ginger beers and
Damn.
I'm doing shots um basically I watched the Spurs game in there. I run up a decent amount like I said, 500 bucks in fucking sports bets. And then I move back to the fucking casino floor and this is when everything goes downhill.
This is when this is when
Kaiser,
it all went
go.
wrong.
God damn, dude. He always wants to fucking be next to me as soon as we start recording. Lay down.
Well, it's not that he wants to be next to you, he wants to be, like, on your
Lay
lap.
down.
He
Dude,
wants to,
he
like,
does.
be yeah.
He wants to be in me,
Oh,
inside
shit.
of me.
Holy shit.
Um, but yeah, no, I ended up so I had like I think after drinking and stuff, I had a 20 bucks, 20 bucks. I think my dad had $45 in comp money.
Mhm.
So we go and we get all these drinks and dude, like that menu, we ate the chicken tenders. We got 2 servings of shrimp. We got tacos. We got everything on it besides the french fries, bro, basically. And then we got, Amber drank multiple margaritas. My dad drank multiple. I drank multiple. Then we go back to the casino floor. Basically, we spent like $50 in there on all that shit. And we go back to the casino floor, and at this point, I gave a 20 to each bartender that took care of us. My dad put some tip on the bill. Um, so at this point, I think I had $160 in my pocket of their money, the casinos at this point. I ripped through that, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to get 200 out the casino. Went to high roller room. I'm ripping $5 spins in the high roller room. Ripped through 200. I'm like, all right, 200 more, and I'm fucking done.
$5 spins is pretty crazy, bro.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean
That goes
yeah, but
quick.
it oh real quick. Like I'm talking like minute and a half. My 200 is gone.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna say just from watching Blue, like do
yeah,
the online stuff,
yeah.
like dude, he does 20-cent spins and that shit goes fast, bro.
I was doing $5 spins. My dad
That's a
was doing
lot.
$9.90 spins, dude. But so I lost basically $400, which
That sucks, bro.
I was still up on the night. I mean, I spent 50, that was their money out of the winnings, and then I won like 500 something on sports betting. So I drank all night, I ate great food, and I ended like $100 up in total. It would have been much better if I wouldn't have fucking spun them slots, but whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of just go as the night takes you to on like some shit like that, especially when you're fucked up. Like,
Oh god, I was
whatever,
fucked
just
up.
send it. You know,
Yeah, oh, I
I
sent
feel
it.
like
I sent it, dude.
sent it all.
I sent it like 4 minutes of slot spinning, $400. It's like
That's
$100 a
crazy.
minute, dude, legit, just fucking ripping.
I can't imagine, bro. I literally like when I do sports betting, I I pretty much am so I'll tail you a lot of the times on your some of your stuff, and
Yeah.
say you put $25 on a bet, I
That's like
put
my 1 unit, like
yeah,
25 bucks.
I will put like $2. Like I'm not joking you, dude. Like
No, I know, yeah.
I'll probably spread maybe $20 on a day on a Sunday
Usually I
total.
have like
You will put
3 to
hundreds of dollars.
600
Yeah, you will put
down on
hundreds
a
of dollars.
Sunday.
To where
Uh,
like, dude, if I lost my nut on that, dude, I would be like, dude, I think that like I'll put in like I would say 200 probably about $300, like not counting like buy-in fees and stuff. I probably put about $300 in per year for betting.
oh god, that's a day for me, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
It's
I
hard. So then it's
remember
hard.
how
It's honestly it's almost harder to win that way because then it's like, dude, say I actually hit on one of those bets that you hit $25 for all that money, and I get that it's like proportional, but like
yeah,
I win, a
80
couple
bucks.
times last
I
year I
remember you
won
being
80
pumped
or
over 80
$90 and
bucks.
was like, dude, I just fucking like
Yeah,
that's a
I
third of what
fucking
I put in this year,
You're like,
dude.
"I crushed it,
Holy
dude.
shit.
To the
Yeah.
moon."
I like send you a screenshot. I'm like, dude, look what I hit.
I'm like, "Hell yeah, dude." But I mean, that's the thing. You got a fucking kid and shit. I don't have a ton of bills. I've had a lot down on the house. The house payment's not
Yeah.
huge, so I can afford to I
Yeah.
mean, bills are paid.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not gonna go bet $300 on a day of
Right. You're not gonna
football
right.
if
Both of us
I
are
can't afford to
responsible.
lose it.
Yeah, we're not gonna do shit we can't lose, like for sure.
Yeah,
And I could
but
probably put a little more in, but to me, it's not fun because like know I'm probably gonna lose. It's not like a game where I'm like, dude, if I try harder, I'll fucking do better. It's like to me,
yeah,
betting sometimes just feels just so random that it's like I
I
don't
love
get
a
an
good
ego
sweat.
about it. Like yeah. Well, that's the thing is it's fun when you're sweating shit that's close. Like
Yeah. You remember sweating
I'm
the Pickens
not.
touchdown with me for
Yeah, dude.
$12,000, dude?
Yeah,
Oh my god, that was brutal because you were, like,
I was a little
legit
ahead.
45 seconds ahead of me,
Yeah. And
and
I
you're like
saw it happen and I didn't want to ruin it for you.
well, then also it went to review. You remember that?
Right.
And
Yeah.
you're like, I see your I'm, like, stressing. I'm like, "Please, Nate, like, tell me something good." And you're like, "Jay?" And you're like, "Dude, they called it good." I'm like, "No, dude." I'm like, "I'm about to shoot the windows out." Dude,
It was so crazy, dude. That $12,000 is an insane amount of money, dude.
it was a $9 bet to win 9,900. or it was a $12 bet to win 9,900.
Those and you dude, you hit on a couple that were pretty long odds like that. Like, that's why I think, like, if we can make a couple video like, if we can help the people out a little bit, even if it's like, "Hey, just so you know, obviously this is crazy long odds.
Yeah.
Don't bet your house on this,"
See,
but,
the
like,
problem
it's
with
someone like me who can be like, "Oh, well, he thinks this, I'll chuck a couple bucks on it." Like, why
yeah.
not? Let's see what he's got. Like, and if you hit, you hit. If not, you don't.
So my thing is, instead of doing, "Hey, I got this nine-legger for you guys that has a possibility of hitting." See, that's my thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, you should tell me what to bet," and I'm like, "Well, the
I know.
problem
You're
is
like,
I have
"Hey, you're
fucking
gonna have to."
$600 down. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to tell every single one of these, and
To get lucky.
if we
Yep.
bink one, then we're gonna pay for the entire day
That's
and then some."
that's why I kept
So,
asking, 'cause I'm aware that, like, that's why I think
you
your
know how
betting
I do it.
strategy is important. Like, that
Yeah.
you're doing a lot of, like, you're diversifying. Like, it's like fucking I'm making
So,
sure that
usually
my
how I do it
low level bets.
is like, I'm like, "All right, I feel really good about this guy, and this guy." So I'll start the day and I'll wake up and I'll be like, "All right, I feel great about these 3. Let me put a bet in with these 3. All right, there's that, done." Now that's like the basis to start my day on
Right.
betting.
The
I'm
ones
like,
that
"All
you
right,
had a
these,
gut feeling about, I
dude,
wanna make sure.
yeah." I'm like, "All right, dude, I shit you not, like, I'll be listening to, like, podcasts and shit about football in the off season, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, what could I see happening like week 1? And I'll have like a touchdown bet list together by like week 1 just for like some long shot shit. Like, oh, who has a bounce back this season and it's gonna start fucking week 1? Like, I don't think I've like somebody I'll bet week 1 that's gonna have really long shot opportunity, like Pacheco, something like that. Um, I'm sure I'll have money down on Pacheco week 1 to
Yeah.
have a
I
touchdown.
think probably most of the year, it sounds like you're pretty high on him, and, like, as long as you get good
Yeah.
odds on it, like,
But
you'll take
that's
the bet on him getting a touchdown, like a goal
last
line
year,
touch.
Monty wasn't great, but 2 years ago, my most bet player was David Montgomery,
Yeah.
and he was a and before that was probably Jamal Williams, and it was so easy to hit, and the odds on it were still usually, like, on a bad week, like, -250 or something, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Right. Right.
these guys are almost leading the league in
Yeah.
touchdowns, and they're still
Like,
not, like,
yeah.
I don't understand it, it's easy money. That was like, when Nick Chubb was doing it that year with Jamal, it's like, I bet the shit out of both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things too where it's like, I bust your chops for, like, all their homer picks or whatever, but, like, it's funny, like, same thing as being a Patriots fan. When you're watching the team, you're like, I kind of get a good vibe of, like, the tendencies that this team has. So you're
Yeah,
like, I mean, I see that if they get into the goal line, at least one of those touches is going to Pacheco. And if they get into the goal
yeah,
line 4 times, like, he's going to get
yeah.
some touches at the goal line. And like, you'll take those
Everyone
odds
can
knowing they're going to.
clearly see how that's my thing with the Pacheco take. Everyone sees how good Gibbs is. And no one's arguing that Gibbs is a great running back. All right, so now let's take our goal line work in the past, what we've done. All right, Dan Campbell has himself has said, why would we not slam Monty 3 times in a row and try to get this touchdown? Now, let's look at how many people back to Pacheco when he was a thing. How many people said, God, he runs angry. God, he runs like he's mad at the ground, blah, blah, blah. Dude, Pacheco is like, why would you not want to bet on him at the goal line? Why would you not just, if we get it down there, 2, 3 yard line, Pacheco up the gut 3 fucking times. One of these times he's gonna, and I was reading about a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans are like, oh, you know, he can't hit a gap to save his life. He's running in the back of defenders. It's like maybe that's an O line problem. Maybe you guys don't have big enough fucking gaps. But I'm telling you what, the Lions will have some gaps for that boy to hit.
Right. And if you have a big gap, like a guy, like, maybe you don't have the best vision, but if you have a big enough gap and an obvious enough hole for them to run through, it's not like you can overcome that
Dude,
problem, dude. And again, if you're
I'm
running hard into the back of a lineman or whatever, like, at
yeah.
least you're running hard and then you cut off of them somewhere either way. And, like, again, if there's a hole, like, if they're doing their job and they're blocking well, regardless of if he can see that hole or not, it will be in front of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he knows where he's
Yep.
supposed to go and they're getting that, they're getting him 3-4 yards before contact even. Like, dude, I mean, he's a good runner. Like, I
Dude,
think the problem
I
is he
just
had to
don't
create.
see how they don't. It would be crazy to me. We had the year off the injury. He wasn't great. He wasn't efficient. Also, you know, the Chiefs, like, when have you thought of like their run game being stellar over the last? They haven't had anyone super great to
Right.
begin with, but
And that's why I
also maybe it's
traded
a
for him.
line thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be.
Like, maybe their line just you take it back to my argument back then for Monty. When Monty came to the Lions, I remember people saying, "Monty's not gonna be great, blah, blah, blah. Y'all should not have gotten rid of Jamal,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah." I said, "Dude, it's not about that." I said, it's our offensive line." I said, "Look at what Swift did with us. He was hot garbage. That was before our line was anything. Swift goes over to the Eagles where he had a good line to run behind, and Swift was amazing. Look at what was the other running back?
Well, even
That
even Saquon. Think about
yeah,
Saquon. He was on the Giants and he was their entire offense, and then he went to the Eagles. Granted, he didn't have a great year last
and
year, but
had
like the
yeah.
that year he exploded, dude. It's like they have a great offense and a great way to use him, and
I
dude, yeah,
think about Miles Sanders. Remember
yeah,
when Miles Sanders was good?
big dude. He was,
Why
yeah.
was he good? He was great for a year because he was behind that Eagles line and he could hit the holes, he could run down the
I
field.
remember you
It's
saying that
like,
at the time. Like,
yeah,
dude, he's
dude.
not behind that line anymore. He might not be even worth touching.
I remember people drafting him way up top, and I'm like, dude, I am. And where's Miles Sanders now?
Hmm.
He's not even. Is he in the
I
league
I
still? Is
don't.
he
I
on the
I
Panthers? I
genuinely
think.
couldn't tell you.
Oh, he was
He
on the
was.
Cowboys last year. I think.
You're right. They signed him randomly, and like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Basically,
that's
people were like, "Well, Jadon Blue's done."
yeah,
Like, why? Like,
yeah,
if you're taking Miles Sanders on your team, like the guy you drafted obviously is not doing it for you, scratching the
yeah.
itch. Yeah,
And
I remember
maybe
that.
I am wrong about Pacheco. Maybe like
I don't think you're wrong about
I just
Pacheco. Maybe to the extent that you think he's gonna like produce, like, because projecting touchdowns is like
I just
historically one of the most like volatile stats you
I
can
just
bet
feel
on.
like it's something that Dan Campbell loves to do. I think
Yeah,
he loves the two backs. I don't think that was a Ben Johnson thing. I think Johnny Morton kind of pushed away from that, and when we seen Dan Campbell come in and take over the
he
plays,
overcorrected.
we started seeing a little bit more Monty towards the end of the season from what I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
But also Monty was dealing with that injury he didn't have surgery for. I just don't think Monty was a full, like, healthy, ready to go last year. I think he was a little off. Um,
So you're kind of low on Monty this year. Do you think
I'm
that's just because of their line, like
I
similar
don't
to
know that
Sanders, or
I'm not low on Monty. I just
let me see where he's at.
I more so I just worry still. I seen how he ran last year. I'm rooting for the guy. I hope he does well. I just don't think he was all there last year, which typically with running backs, the way I look at it is
Injury
okay,
wise,
this
you mean?
guy, yeah, yeah. I'm like, all right, this guy is still getting over this injury, I think.
So here's a good one for you, because I feel like I know your answer to most of the guys I'm gonna pose. So like I'll answer and then Bucky Irving. I think you take Bucky over Montgomery. Um.
Now it's kind of tough because of the latest news about Bucky.
Okay, so Bucky's 2 spots ahead of Montgomery. Travion is an interesting one. I'm interested in who you would take. Travion's 1 spot ahead of Montgomery. Would you take?
God, that's a tough one.
That's a tough
For
one.
me, I I don't know how they do the splits with Woody Marks. Is Woody Marks gonna get a decent amount? Is it gonna be,
Assuming
you know
Montgomery is healthy, which I mean, he would have
I
gotten a
think
surgery or whatever. Like he didn't. Like so, he's obviously okay.
yeah,
So, or at least okay enough that he's going to go into the season.
and I don't even think an injury is talked about by anyone else. Like, when it comes to Monty, no one's really saying like,
Right.
"Oh,
Despite the injury or
is he
whatever.
healthy?" Because his injury was like a couple week thing. It wasn't a big deal. It's like
Was it
no
like a
one's
high ankle
seen
thing or what was his?
uh let me see.
The guy behind Monty is Quinshawn Judkins, and I think that's also a
It's
tough one.
not
But I
no, it's
think
not
you
Judkins.
no
It's Woody.
No, I mean, in ADP,
Oh, ADP.
like, right behind Ma
MCL sprain.
okay. Yeah, I wouldn't
But he
unless
said
it's
he rehabbed injury without surgery,
how long?
but they were talking about how without the surgery, the injury risk, it was, like, super high. I
MCLs
mean,
in
you would know
general are very high risk for that position because 'cause you're getting
re-injury.
tackled because 'cause they're hitting you low, and so, like, your MCL is on the inside of your knee,
Yeah,
that protects sort of like so, like, if your knee sits like this and someone, like, tackles you, and it goes like that, your MCL is what's, like, protecting your knee from, like, whatever. So, if you get hit from the outside a bunch, it's, like, stretching this ligament out, and then ligaments, um, they don't have blood flow like muscles do, so they don't heal. So, they just will
gotcha.
only get more and more stretch. So, if it's a grade 2, so a grade 1 is, like, you kinda, like, stretched out a little, some of the fibers kinda broke or whatever. Grade 2 is where it's weird because it's literally, like, anywhere from, "I kinda hurt it and it was swollen," to, "It's barely hanging on." Like, I think it's, like, 90 or 95% full thickness is, like, the cutoff for a grade 2. Um,
Gotcha.
I'd have to,
He
like,
had a
look at the chart, but,
grade
like,
2
grade
MCL
2 can
sprain.
range, so it's, like, it's hard, so, like, you look at it and you see grade 2, so, like, that's a significant tear of the tendon, and if you're getting
Yeah,
hit over and over again from that angle and you see it happen all the time, guys will break out of tackles where they're we call it a valgus force, so, like, the valgus force is when you get hit and, like, it goes out like that or in like that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
see a lot of that valgus force from getting tackled low on these guys, even that break out of a tackle where you're like, oh, well, the ligament's good. Like you just, an everyday like person will twist their ankle or twist their knee or whatever. And you don't even think
yeah,
anything of it, doesn't even hurt. But that ligament's
yeah,
still stretching, but it's just, within the range where it's safe. So it's
yeah,
hard because like an injury like that, like you said, if it was just rehabbed and it wasn't addressed like surgically, I do worry about that because it's the same thing with ACL stuff, like where a guy gets like
yeah,
a grade 2 and you're like, dude, it's a matter of time. It really is a matter of time till that thing
yeah.
either tears or you're just not the same guy because you're worried about it.
Well, that's he kinda it seemed like he just wasn't. I love Monty, and I
Yeah.
watched him every time he got to touch the ball
Yeah.
because I was a huge fan. I'm
Hmm.
like, "God, he's just there's something off about him." So I don't know, like,
Yeah.
obviously, you know way more about the injury stuff than I do.
Yeah.
I can only read a little bit about the shit, and I see, okay, he's got a, MCL sprain. Maybe I should go talk with Nate about this.
The
But
grade 2 is scary, bro. That is scary. I didn't know
and
that.
that's
That is more scary than I thought because I
no
thought you were
one
low
is
on him, and I actually kind of agree now.
no one's talking about that though. I
Yeah.
mean, because I think he only missed like 3 to 4 weeks, but I remember reading about it and thinking, "Man, something's not right with
One
Monty
wrong
this
tackle,
year,"
and that dude is out for the season.
because it's just something was not right with him, and I'm like, "Man, he seems off now. Is it that injury?" And I started reading about it, and they're like, "Well, without having the injury, the re-injury risk is very high," and
Yeah.
I'm like, every week I was just nervous, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Man." So,
Yep. Yeah, that is
I
scary.
love the guy. I'm rooting for Monty to go there and do well. I think he still could, like, he's a
If
tough
healthy.
runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, if healthy,
So do you think the injury has hindered him enough? And so when did that happen, that injury? And then when did he come back?
week 15, I
Okay.
think.
So we didn't get a huge sample size of him running from it.
Um,
Like you saw maybe what, 3 games of
so
him running?
that was the 2024 season.
Oh. And he didn't look right last year at all, you're saying?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say because that might just
Um,
be shaking off the dust, but, honestly, at that
MCL
point
sprain in December of 24, which was thought to be severe enough
to need surgery, and
to
then they didn't
require
do it.
surgery.
That's scary, dude.
Uh, David Montgomery, let's see.
There yeah.
Year by year breakdown, 29 years old entering 2026 season. 2025, he played 17 of 17 games, no sign of injury. 2024, 15 of 18 games, missed 3 with the right MCL, mild right shoulder injury as well. Um, so I mean, what were his touches from 24 to
I was gonna say,
25?
that's what I'm really interested in. So yeah, I mean
Because it just seemed like,
his attempts have gone down significantly. Actually, his yards,
I
like
mean,
his
some of that could be to do with line as well.
the
Obviously,
yards
our
per
line
touch,
was
and
much worse.
again going back to like the volatility of touchdowns, his touchdowns went down significantly. Like it went from 2022 having 5, then 13, then 12, then 8.
See, but
So a 4
also,
touchdown drop actually really. His targets went down a little bit, but have stayed pretty like for his average consistent 30 targets, 29 targets. But yeah, his
he
attempts were
actually,
down a little, but he
his
had an okay
average was
season.
actually, yeah, it wasn't a bad season.
Yeah.
He actually averaged more, uh,
Well, I mean more by I mean it's the same. The
per attempt.
last 3 or 4 years it's been pretty well actually all the way back to 2020. It's been pretty much
So
around like
when we're
4
let's look
4
at
yards per attempt.
his week by week. Um,
Yeah, because it's tough. Because I go off of vibe too. Like I go off a lot of like, dude, what did I see? Like I'm watching them play.
yeah,
What does it look like to me versus what it did in the past? Like, so we're talking about Isaiah Pacheco versus David Montgomery. If
yeah,
David Montgomery all of a sudden is running much more timid than he was before, then watching Pacheco run is going to look way better. Whether the numbers
yeah.
actually sort out the same way that it looks. I think that, I mean, it could just
God,
look that not as good.
it almost seems like he started the year. So in 2025, 11 carries, 12, 9, 18, 4, 13, 11, 15. So that was week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like week 10. So week 10, it seems like where he really just fucking fell off a cliff with attempts.
In 25, you're
Carries
talking
went
about?
from, yeah. So he went from 15 carries in week 9 to 6 carries in the next week, 5, 8, 6, 7, 4, 10, 8. So it's like they just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
What did
9, 10.
prior years look like, dude?
Week
Because to me, I
10.
feel like he always kind of like hovered right around double digit touches, and there's a lot of weeks in there, dude, where he is not getting like close to double digit touches.
I wonder what week
Like even look at
Dan can't
2024, dude.
um
Because it had, I mean, I'm looking at Fantasy Pros. I don't
dude,
know what you're on, but attempts like it has them in either red or gray or green based on like at if other people like based on the rest of the league if that's good or bad.
yeah, that's so easy to see. I mean, I'll show you this. I'll share my screen real quick.
There's a
I'll
lot of
share
red
it.
last year.
Check this out. So based on you see
Hmm.
this stats here, you can see where the cliff is. This is week 10, where it goes from 15 to 6. That's Dan Campbell taking over play calling,
Yeah,
which is pretty crazy.
he had
I
one
thought
double digit week, and then like I said, just
I thought it was the
going based.
opposite for whatever reason. I thought that we just weren't giving him the ball. It just I don't know. Look at his averages though. Like week
Right
3 he
around
was
like
well,
it doesn't say. It's annoying. It doesn't
but
say
his
which week it is,
averages
but
were
like
so bad, it
when they
seems like.
played the because like look down that line at the
At the
averages.
averages, 2.3,
You
5.2, which is
see
good.
like the Vikings, the first time they play the Vikings, that's a like obviously 3.6 is not great, but like it's a little bit below average, but it's not terrible. From that stretch on for the rest of well, there's like the Thursday night game against the second times against the Vikings, it's bad. The rest of them
Maybe
is
he
like
just doesn't run well against that line or something, but
right. That's a decent. I mean, that's decent output. Like average. Obviously, I don't know what his yards. His yards are
it
obviously
just
not good, but
I don't know. Apparently I'm wrong on what I thought just by actually looking at the stats. And I'm very clearly, like, wrong, like, it wasn't Johnny Morton not running. I just don't think he looked, like, the same last year for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I
I
don't know.
I know what you mean.
I think
Yeah, I know what you mean by that though. Because like, sometimes you're watching and it just doesn't look good,
no.
and I mean, dude, I say those things all the time, like, I'm like, "Oh, this I don't like the" Germ and I got into it the other day about Dak and, like, me saying, like, I don't really think like, Dak's one of those we were talking about T-Law, and we were saying, like,
Yeah.
if he doesn't do much soon, he's gonna turn into one of those quarterbacks where you're like, "Yeah, he's good and he's talented, but, like, what has he won? Like,
Right.
what has he done in
What
the
has he
league to"
actually done in the
Right, he's
league?
never won anything. Like, he gets to the playoffs or whatever, but he doesn't really do anything. And, yeah, we kinda got into it about Dak a little bit, about, like, me not thinking Dak was very good, and then we were looking at just to your point about, like, kinda being wrong.
Yeah.
Getting into, like, talking about Dak and then, like, looking at his stats and, like, seeing that his stats were good and the numbers he's putting up are good, even, like, compared to, like, completion percentage versus other people and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he has good stats, but you watch the games and it just feels like he's not
Different.
doing enough. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that, like, he's putting up points and he's got people to throw to and they're moving the ball down the field, but he's just not, yeah, he's just not getting it done. He's just, to me,
Yeah.
and again, I'm wrong, I guess, because Sherm was saying that it was just that the defense sucked, and I was like, I don't think the defense was that bad. I think the Cowboys have always had an okay defense at least,
I
and
mean,
we
look at
looked
the
it up,
year
and
that
I was
Gump
right
played
about
their
that.
defense.
I
Yeah.
was right about that. The Cowboys always have a
Yeah.
decent defense, but he was right about the fact that I thought there were times when Dak threw like multiple interceptions in a game, and like
That's because you
he
watched the Lions play in that day. And he fucking dude, they picked him off like 7 times.
Well, to me, and then again to me, like going back to like you saying like, oh, I'm wrong, like whatever. I'm watching the games and I'm seeing Dak not throw 7 interceptions. I'm seeing Dak throw 2 interceptions at the end of the game when they really need this drive to win, and he
Yeah.
throws an interception. Like, so in the stat line, he had a crazy game, but
Right,
he
he threw
when
for
it
400 yards, he's just not
and
getting
5
shit done.
touchdowns, and then when they really need it, and, if the other team is putting up what I don't know. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard because yeah, obviously I'm wrong,
I'm
like, obviously
obviously a
Dax.
big vibes guy.
Yeah, I am too,
You
which is
know,
why I think, like, we have Germ on, and I think he pokes a lot of
Germ
holes in some of that stuff because he's purely numbers, and I think there's a happy
yeah,
medium between both. I do, genuinely. I think
yeah,
watching the games, you can get a lot of information out of that,
yeah,
because it's never like number to me, numbers are telling you what happened, and then you can project trends based on what has happened in the past, but that's not predicting the future. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, you can make the prediction that this will happen based off the other things I've seen. However, if those things never happen, like, you can sit there and say all day long that it should, but it didn't because this guy, whatever. Like, there's a million reasons why certain shit, watch the scheme of an offense or whatever. And
yeah.
and and more the numbers nerds are trying to like inject that into their projections, but it's only a projection and you're never going to really know. That's why you can draft underdog stuff all day long.
I sent our shit to Gump. Did you send it
But
to him?
no, I did not.
I
Send it
sent
to a
it to
couple of
him.
people.
I've been sending it to everyone that I think of that's, like, even remotely into football.
That's funny. I feel like we're just starting to get like a good groove of like the production quality is going to be a little better. The editing is getting a little better. We'll be able to like send stuff out like and feel good about it. Some of those videos, like, so I watched a video, I think it was today or yesterday, about how YouTube is kind of going away from AI. And like whenever I do a video, I like say that there's AI because usually we do the titles AI or we do like different things AI.
Don't do that though, because
Yeah, I think that's probably why some of those videos aren't doing super well. As I think it's
well, I
probably
put no because it's saying that you used AI to make something look like it happened that didn't actually happen. Like, they're saying, like,
right.
you used AI to make, like, a picture of a real human.
I was like, I should probably go back in and change because the video was like, YouTube really wants to get away from the AI stuff. So I was thinking like, yeah,
Yeah,
I think we should, because we don't use. It's not like we use AI like, like you said, like it's not like that's the majority of our content. It's literally like whatever
thumbnails.
basic level fucking stuff that everyone's doing. I'm sure.
AI, AI. Did you like that?
Yeah, AI.
Dude, Kaiser came in here. He heard me sing.
Hey,
Dude, if I
neighborhood.
start singing or get loud, look what this motherfucker brought me his tire. Get up here. Whoa. Um, back to it. AI.
Ooh,
AI.
AIO.
Dude,
It kind of
maybe
sounds
we
like
should just.
it
I
kind of
think we
sound,
cancel this podcast and start a band.
dude. I could be down with that, dude.
I'll be
Sometimes when
the
I get,
lead singer.
can
You
I
be the
also be?
second lead
Can I? Yeah,
singer.
I be the co-lead singer?
We're gonna need some drummers and guitarists.
You mean the
Germ, you know how
rest,
to play
the
guitar?
whole band? You mean we need a whole band,
We need
not
everything.
just two
With
idiots that want to
singers.
sing?
Yeah, but look at how good we are at singing.
Dude, my wife and my daughter would tell you the same, dude. I can sing like a
Dude,
motherfucker, bro.
Amber would tell you the same as well. I'll go hit some karaoke, boy. I tell you what. AI. How about we do a segment of trying to work a trade right now with Sleeper? AI.
Hey,
Dude, we got our first single out. Everyone's
dude,
gonna hear a single on shorts.
I keep trying to get music for the oh, by the way, YouTube has like a huge bank of stuff we could probably
Yeah,
use and cut up. So I'll probably just pick. I went through and kind of start a couple of them the other day. I'll just try doing that, like whatever. Anyway,
we
we
can just
now
make our own.
yeah, now we have our own. I
AI.
can just edit that into the intro thing because I was it comes up.
You
And
imagine
they're
our
like,
video
"Hey,
starting?
I."
Dude, that'd be fucking so funny. We should, I think just to meme, we should
I'm
upload.
going to. Yeah. We should do a short and just upload the fucking
Hey,
AI thing and see what happens. Just see what happens. Maybe people will be
we
like,
should,
that was interesting. AI is really taking over. I don't know what the fuck to do with
dude.
that one.
I, I, I think we should do like when you
Oh,
said we should do a short. I pictured like multiple edits of your voice and my voice singing it, but like one loud, one's like soft and like just back and forth. AI, just like AI's everywhere, dude.
and get ready
Oh,
for it because it's coming. Hey,
AI, dude. One of
dude,
our videos is gonna start, and
that's
it's just
our
gonna be
song. That's our ode to AI to show us mercy, dude. When it takes over, we were the first to
we were the
like.
first ones singing about you,
That's all I'm saying.
dude.
That's all I'm saying. Are you down to like talk some football? There was topics
Yeah,
I kind
no,
of wanted to touch on, but like if you're
yeah. Let's
kind of not
rip
in
it,
the
dude. Let's do
vibe,
a
if you want to
shot.
like wait until people come in, then we can hold
Let's
off.
do it.
I just didn't know if you were.
Football.
I just
How do
didn't
you
know
think
if
they're
you were.
gonna do the football stuff
How do you
this
think they're gonna
year?
throw it? Yeah, I think throwing it is probably like, you use your arm a lot. To me,
Yeah,
but
but what
that's
about their legs? I mean, most of the players
sometimes.
have legs.
Yeah, but they don't often throw with them. Not usually, anyway. So
Sometimes they do though. So
yeah,
I mean,
well,
I will be drafting the ones who do.
I don't know them, but I believe you.
They're
It's all
sleepers.
we're all vibes here anyway. Self-admittedly,
They're
we're both
s- they're
vibes guys.
sleepers, dude. That's why you don't know them yet.
hmm
Deep on my radar, dude. I'll tune you in here as we get close to the season.
Speaking of quarterback,
Can I get that quarterback you owe me?
I'm
Yeah, what you hit me with a question.
I am.
Okay.
I want to. I want to talk about the Falcons quarterback situation because it's something that popped into my head the other day. So I want to look and see exactly what they got going on
Yeah.
before I start just rambling and making no sense. But it's really interesting to me that I believe it's Tua and Michael Penix.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like people are giving it as much thought as like that this could be a disaster situation and like Drake London could take a hit. Kyle Pitts, that's what Kyle Pitts fluctuates a lot anyway. But my thought
Yeah.
was there's no attention being paid to the fact that Tua just basically got kicked out of Miami.
Yeah.
They just obviously didn't like him enough to want to keep him for a rebuild or whatever. He's not old. I'd have to look at how
It's
old he
not
is.
like Penix did anything crazy while he was playing. I
Penix
mean,
didn't play super well, but
he
he didn't
wasn't
play super poorly. So
terrible.
you're just like, it just feels like a situation that's not being monitored. Like no one's really talking about it. And I
Yeah,
just
not a
wanted
ton
to
of
kind of
people
bring
are.
it up because I feel like it's
Who do
it's
you
an
think gets the start there?
right. That's my question. I don't know. I would say probably Tua, but if you think back to Falcons fans, think about being a Falcons fans in the draft where you had Kirk Cousins on your team, right?
Oh
Wasn't it
my
Kirk
god.
as their
Yeah.
quarterback? You had Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins as your quarterback who was doing fine. And then in the first round of a historically good draft, they took a quarterback, dude.
Yeah.
How shitty do you feel as a Falcons fan? Dude, to then admit that right now you would rather have Tua, who failed out of another organization, you would rather have Tua be your quarterback is embarrassing.
Great. Yeah.
That's really
So let's
embarrassing.
see. They got Kevin Stefanski this year, offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, um, and a highly touted addition at quarterback.
Very highly touted. So highly
Offensive
touted
line
that they
coach Bill Callahan. So they got free agent additions Tua, Brian Robinson, Jahan Dotson, Austin Hooper, Olamide Zaccheaus, but they lost Algier, right? They lost Darnell Mooney, Kadero Hodge, both released, and they lost their punter. Moved on with the signing of Jake Bailey.
So right now
Um,
in ADP, okay, I want to correct myself. I said Penix was drafted in the first. It looks like he was drafted in the second. Let me double check because that might have been rankings.
oh,
Holy shit! A hollowed out watermelon, dude. What are you about to do with that?
dude, I almost fell.
Oh
I'm
no!
walking in the room, fucking hit Kaiser's goddamn fucking bed, dude. Almost wiped out. Spilled this whole watermelon.
What are you drinking? Are you just drinking water out
All
of
the
it?
juice out of it.
Oh,
Look at how juicy it is.
what the hell?
All right, go on.
Okay, so I did a little bit of research while you were away
Mm-hmm.
getting your watermelon. So I would like to pose to you right now in ADP, we have Tua going 31st overall, and you have Michael Penix going 33rd overall. So that reflects how the league, or like obviously not the league because they're not
People drafting.
Yeah, people draft people agree that you don't really know what's going to happen there, and you don't really want to touch it.
Yeah.
So
It's
that made me think, right? Back to how pissed you would be if you were a Falcons fan. Drafting
God.
Michael Penix in that draft. So I want to go down the list of the people who went after Michael Penix in that draft, and tell me if you're the Falcons, or if the Falcons, a Falcons fan, but honestly, at this point, the Falcons, if you're the Falcons, who you'd rather have them over Michael Penix in that draft.
Okay. Yep.
Ready? The very next pick, Rome Odunze.
Easy.
Okay, so then you have Olu Fashanu, who's an offensive tackle for the Jets right now.
Yeah.
I'd probably rather take him just because like offensive line's really hard to come by.
Never heard of him, but he sounds like one of them defensive players that's good.
He's an offensive player. So then we have Brock Bowers at the 13th overall pick.
He's not
Grant,
very good, is he?
granted, they have Michael. They have
They got
Kyle.
Michael Penix.
They have Kyle. They have Kyle Pitts there, right?
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need Brock Bowers, but you'll always take like a generational talent at that position.
God, but you would have the best 2 tight end
You
set.
sure as hell would. You sure as hell would. You wouldn't even need receivers at that point. Then we have.
I was thinking in the offseason, I'm like, God damn, the Falcons let Darnell Mooney go? They might need him. Like, seriously.
Yeah. No, I know. 23rd overall. And granted, he didn't have a good year last year, but Brian Thomas Jr.
I think he takes a big step forward this year. I think he has
Yeah.
a bounce back. We've seen what he did coming out, and if he gets even back to a portion of that, you're happy.
What was his rookie year? He had what, like 11 or 1,200 yards, right? Something like that.
I don't remember exactly.
It was decent though. We're just vibes here, dude. We're just vibes based.
Watermelon Viber.
I'm talking mostly offensive guys, but their defense actually could use a lot of help. So there were a lot of corners,
So,
like your guy Terrion Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell. Like there was a lot of guys that they could have. Like the point
look how well
stands.
Quinyon Mitchell did.
There's so many guys they could have taken over Michael Penix that now that he's not even a relevant starter, seems like anyway with them
Yeah.
taking Tua and then
It was also due to injury, right?
Yeah, he got hurt.
But, I mean,
But I think he's
why?
planning. He will be ready in time for the season, from everything that I've seen.
Yeah, and why even sign Tua?
Right. And even if your argument is he's he's like just like a high end backup. The fact that he started for so long in the league and had so much success, you're not putting a good kind of pressure on your young starting quarterback to have a guy sitting like nipping at his heels right behind him, like, oh, I'm ready to go in. I'm ready to go in. Like, I don't think that helps anybody.
No.
I don't think that helps your situation at all. In my opinion. I don't know. I just thought about it the other day and was like, that is a weird quarterback situation that no one's talking about, because I don't know. Like, if you ask anybody, I think most people are going to tell you Tua is going to probably start, which then makes you feel real bad about Penix.
All right, so I got a good question. How about I ask one for you?
I'm ready. What do you got? Shoot.
Oh.
Shoot straight. Shoot it straight, dude.
Right.
Wait. Hold on a second.
All right. Yep. Woo-sa. Woo-sa. Woo-sa.
Oh, my Lord. Should I call
I
somebody?
like the dog,
Just
dude. I love my dog. He's such a good boy.
I like the dog, dude.
He's so good. All right, Kaiser, go to your place. Lay down now. All right, back to it. All right, Nate. So we're going to get into our next set of questions. Next one I got for you is going to be, with the addition of Michael Pittman to the Steelers and the loss of Kenneth Gainwell, who leads the Steelers in receptions this year? You know, Kenneth Gainwell did lead them in receptions last year,
That will not
which is
happen
crazy.
again.
And some people might not believe that if they heard it.
I heard it, and I also did not believe it. And I don't think that is anything that in any functional offense should ever happen. Unless you're Christian McCaffrey, who's a Hall of Fame running back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
Yeah.
that shouldn't be. No offense to Kenneth Gainwell. Like, I just don't think that's like a viable option to make I don't remember. Did they make the playoffs last year, the Steelers? It was close, right? Their defense, not defense, their division kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd have to look, but yeah, I don't see that happening again.
Was it
so,
round?
Yeah,
did they make it and get knocked out round 1 or something? Or
I'd have
I
to
think
look.
they did.
I don't remember.
I know Jeremy won money on them. with what position it's whatever they normally do. I think they get
They
knocked out
did.
like the first round.
They had 10 wins and they won their division.
Yeah.
Which I mean 10 wins the NFC South and their division. 10 wins 2 divisions. And
Yeah.
NFC South was pretty bad. Oh, they have good teams. They have good offenses. They have okay concepts behind who they have on their team. You know, rookies. They have Carolina Panthers. They have Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Atlanta Falcons, the Saints. So like all teams that you feel okay about now, I guess, kind of in hindsight of what they'll look like this year.
Yeah.
But last year anyway, 10 wins only wins 2 divisions. So they were not a good team to begin with. They're according to ESPN,
I just think
they had 397 points for, which if you do fantasy, that's a direct correlation to like how your team did scoring points. They
yeah.
had 397 points for, which was third in their division. Like it wasn't even the most in their division. They just ended up squeaking out wins. They were not
Yeah.
good. And so feeding a running back is, I would say,
I just think it was easy for Aaron Rodgers to dump off to him, basically, is what it came down to.
yeah.
W I mean, I know there was a couple times in the beginning of the season, where I read stuff about Rodgers getting mad at Jalen Warren for not hitting his blocks and stuff like that, so maybe that had
And
something to do with it.
I think Caleb Johnson too, the rookie.
Yeah.
He was
Yep.
mad. I remember reading stuff that he was like, "Don't like the kid." I'm like, what? What did he do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he
Well,
didn't block
that's how he
well.
is with the rookies.
Yeah.
He's always
Well,
been that way.
to bring it back, always to bring it back to the Patriots. Um, Brady was like that too. If there's a guy that didn't run routes right or whatever, I mean, he was completely removed from the offense. It kind of
Yeah.
sucked because they'd get like talented guys and you'd kind of be frustrated that they're not incorporating them.
Yeah,
But
like Jalen Polk when he went with Brady,
yeah, I'm
and
talking more like further back
I know,
with other
just
guys. But yeah,
Brady was not there when Jalen Polk was on the team.
I think no, he wasn't.
No.
No, he wasn't.
He had already been long gone out of the
Yeah,
league. That
I
was like,
think
what, 2 years ago?
yeah, a couple years ago.
Jalen Polk's just dead.
Oh yeah, I think he's like a fifth string receiver for the Ravens now. So
Yeah.
buy
So
low,
back to the question,
buy
who
low.
leads who leads the receptions for the
I would
Steelers this year?
I would have to guess Pittman. Like when you trade for the guy,
You think over Metcalf?
because, and I don't know how they're going to use him with the offense and everything.
Yeah.
Because Pittman is a slot and a big slot, so he's a big target running close to the line of scrimmage. If that's what Rodgers needs right now, I think that's your best bet. Like I think chucking the ball down the field to Metcalf is probably not going to really get done this year. Not at all, but
So
like
with their running back room, who leads the charge there? You think Jalen Warren outdoes Rico Dowdle, or you think Rico Dowdle comes in and displaces him?
I think they'll go back to what they kind of did before that. I think they had Warren as sort of second fiddle, kind of the third down running back. I say third running back, third down running back, like the receiving back,
Yeah.
decent at pass blocking and all that stuff. Maybe they just kind of like transition back to that. Maybe they like him in a slightly more limited role, a more like a more efficient role where he's not getting the ball a ton, but when he does more with it or he makes more impact on the team. And then Rico Dowdle is kind of the every down, like pound the ball, get
Is
him,
Caleb Johnson just dead now?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's unfortunate. I drafted him in one of the league. I think the one you're in, Lions 20-0.
28 carries for 69 yards, 2.5 average.
And
His longest
again,
rush is 9.
I did the same thing with Keon Coleman. Didn't really like him, and then traded for him. I didn't really like Caleb Johnson, kind of was very low on him, and then I drafted him just because I was like, I'm just gonna take shots on that was one of those running back classes last year where you're like, but take some running backs, even late. Like, I got RJ Harvey in some drafts late, like in the second round.
Yeah.
But you're just taking flyers on running backs, and he unfortunately was one that I just don't think is gonna hit. Because big guys like that, dude, he's not getting any younger and he's not getting any faster. Like
Right.
unless they're like, oh, Caleb Johnson dropped 25 pounds and he, looks really, he's moving around, he's really smooth and he's fast out there. Maybe I'll sort of buy back in, but
Yeah.
it's hard to envision him all of a sudden, especially with Rodgers being back, like we just said, and him not liking him. It's hard to imagine him being like finding a role all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I would imagine. But for targets, yeah, I think Pittman. I would say Pittman because I think he needs. I think Rodgers at his age needs a guy that's going to be not down the field more than 10 yards because I don't think Rodgers is super accurate beyond like a short to
He's
intermediate
not
route.
he's not bombing the field like he used to.
No, I mean
You know what
that.
Rodgers is so good at is the free plays, dude.
Yeah,
God, he's so good about getting
yeah.
free plays, dude. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. That's about all we got for the show. Um, look forward to interacting with you guys. Drop questions, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
See you later.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
See you later
Bye.
now. I like that for you and for me.
AI.
Yeah.